Dear everybody, as you can see, we're playing the game called A Mortician's Tale today. It was a suggestion by the community, and I'm very happy that I'm able to showcase this one to you guys. I heard it's a short game, but I'm ready to start. On Steam, they're introducing their game with this following text. A Mortician's Tale is a short, story-driven game about a mortician tasked with running a funeral home. Developed and published by Laundry Bear Games, and the texts are indie, casual, female protagonist, short, but also dark. There is no PG rating here, and there is also no trigger warning here, but I know it's probably going to give us some meaningful experiences. At least that's what I'm hoping for, or some kind of story-driven game, which is of course talking about the taboo topic of death, but I hope they're doing this in a positive way. At least in Western cultures, it's not having the positive connotation. So we'll see how this one is turning out. We are having September 14th. It's 10:15 right in the morning. Good morning. Hello, Galadian. Hello there. Welcome to the stream as well. I think we should check out our emails. Let's do that. So yeah, as you can see, it's not very graphical, and I'm pretty sure some people are appreciating this. This is from Matthew Jeffrey to Charlie. Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name is Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivers the bodies to you and helps with some of the more heavy lifting. Even hear that joke about a hearse driver? I'll tell it to you when I come by in a bit. Looking forward to working together. I think you'll enjoy working here. Amy is a sweetheart, but she runs a tight ship. Nothing you can't handle. I'm sure she wouldn't have hired you otherwise. Cheers and good luck, Matthew. Jay, funeral director, Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Hello, everyone. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce our new funeral director, Charlotte, or Charlie. As she told me, she likes to be referred to. Charlie is a recent graduate who came highly recommended and is eager to begin her career here with us at Rose and Daughters Funeral Home. Please take the time to make Charlie feel at home within our little family. We'll have a nice catered lunch this afternoon so we can all get to know each other a little better as well. That's a nice introduction. Yeah, that's very nice. I'm kind of mad today. I hope we can lift up your mood a bit, Manu. I'm sorry to hear. Yeah, let's make it better again, yeah? I got introduced to it by some friends and I've really gotten into it recently. It's a lot of fun for sure, if not a bit difficult at times. But that's okay. That's okay. I also figured out yesterday that Payday 3 is having so much more depth than Crime Boss. Yeah, it appeared to me when I was lying in bed again. It was like, yeah, Payday 3 is so different, even though it's kind of the same idea with heisting. Hello, heister. All right, there are a couple of more emails. What is this about? Some rules, I guess. Tips for good etiquette at a funeral. Thanks for subscribing. Each month we bring you a new newsletter featuring a topic pertaining to the death industry. This month is all about good etiquette for attending a funeral. I really can't believe we have to write this one out, but since we said we'll answer your most popular questions, here we are, because this is definitely one of the most popular questions. I feel like a lot of places should have some etiquette. Yeah, and it's all right. It's all right. There are some questions, but we are here to answer them, right? Funerals are a hard time, and we understand that. But here are some quick and easy rules to remember for being respectful at a funeral. Generally following the guidelines of don't be a jerk should work. Same with streamers. Don't be on your cell phone. We understand you're busy, but this is a time and place to disengage. If you have to be on your cell phone, don't do so inside the funeral home. Number 2, don't be loud and obnoxious. You can share happy stories, but other people are also grieving and working through their own healing process. Being quiet gives other people space they might need. Number 3, don't get drunk. Whoa, this is so important. Everyone can deal with their feelings in their own ways. Just remember to be respectful when with a grieving family and friends. Number 4, happily reminisce. Sometimes remembering happy moments and positive experiences with a deceased can be a productive part of healing process. Number 5, give condolences. It's not easy knowing what to say to someone, but even a simple "I'm thinking of you" can go a long way. This is a very, very nice sentence, to be honest. No matter what, I'm thinking of you. This is fitting to a lot of situations, actually. Number 6, dress appropriately. What this looks like will it change based on the customs of the deceased and their culture, but always dress in a way that shows respect to the deceased and their grieving family. And number 8, give a gift or sign the registration book. This can be flowers or a nice card, but it's the thought that counts here. Sometimes this can be even just cooking dinner for the grieving family. Anything that shows you care and want to help them through the healing process is what matters here. Be kind and be helpful. Very wise words, to be honest. Very, very wise words. This is our talks of today. Sure thing, I'll get right to it. Good luck, you beautiful and smart baby. Jen, okay. Love you, love you, love you. Oh, I want to read this. I was about to meet some friends today for the first time. They were on the Gamescom, but when I was halfway there, the meeting got cancelled because something happened. Everybody was messed up and just wanted to go home. I don't have any information, and so I took the train back home. I was like 3 hours traveling total for nothing. I can see. Yeah, that sucks. But it's not going to be the first time you're going to meet, right? You can always do this, and hopefully that day will come very, very soon. Oh, don't be too sad, Mano. Don't be too sad. It really sucks, especially with the Deutsche Bahn. I know that, but when you got excited to, if you planned this for so long and you just want to finally meet up, these kind of things happen. As long everyone, you got to say to yourself, as long everyone is all kind of doing all right, I hope you can still do this at some point. Today, some classmates and I were in a Discord and worked a bit to understand the Unity engine so we can develop a game. I was able to create a stairs with 4 steps out of 4 cubes, and I made a tree without leaves but with the right texture. It's kind of absolutely. Every little part is a big progress, to be honest. For sure. I'm glad you could be a bit more productive then. You see, sometimes when bad things are happening, then you can trying to make the best out of it, right? Always try to stay positive. Enjoy your food, Des. Thank you so much for the lurk. Thank you. We're gonna read the mail of Jen Love now. I guess my subject lines to you should start being more professionals now that we are business professionals. I can't wait to get your reply so I can see your fancy new email signature. I love that you were able to land this gig straight after graduating. It sounds super cool. I didn't even know mom and pop funeral homes were a thing until now, as it's just not something I really think that much about. I should look more into this, learn more about your world and industry, because as I said, you're now a very serious professional. Speaking of being a professional, my museum gig is amazing. I can't believe somebody paid me to move to London, and not London on serial killer capital of... Oh, wait, there's another London I didn't even know. In Canada, to work in a museum. Like, take that, everyone who said I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. I love Jen already. Yeah, you have no idea how many times I've heard this one. I couldn't get a job with an art history degree. I'll tell you more about it when we Skype. My stories require you to see my face and that you hear my excellent British accent impersonation. Also, I signed you up for a funerals monthly newsletter. Consider it your graduation gift. I love you, and I'm super proud of you, gift. Love you, love you. And Jen, museum curator, damn. That's very, very nice. Very happy for Jen. I know that struggle as art historian. That was Jen. This is our instruction. Hello, Charlie. Well, you're new here, so it's probably best I explain where everything is. In your office preparation room, you find your cremation station, cremulator station, embalming station, and obviously, since you're reading this email, your desk and computer area. I know you haven't experience working with these stations, but please let me know if you have any questions. I don't think we can write her back, though. And this is another one, and then we're almost done. Welcome, Charlie. Nice to meet you. My name is Matthew, and I'm mainly going to be the man who delivered. Wait, we already read this one, right? Yeah, I already read this one. So this is our task. Hope you settled in okay so far. Matthew should have dropped off your first body for you to work on. He said you were really friendly, and he's glad to have someone young and lively to work with. I think this industry is never going to die out. Haha, what a bad joke. No, I think this is a very important industry, and you need to have the good sense of trying to help people but still keeping everything on a professional level. It's actually such a hard job. I could have imagined doing this kind of job, but I cannot see dead people, so I guess that's already a no-go here. Your first body is Mrs. Garcia, an elderly woman who died suddenly of a heart attack. The family has asked for a closed casket funeral, so no embalming or body preparation is necessary. The family seems a little bit more united than previous families we've dealt with. Strange how grief affects people differently. Perhaps having more time to say goodbye makes things a bit easier, if that's possible. Hard to say. Depends. There are 7 cities called London, apparently. I had no idea. Funny. I really had no idea. All right. That being said, although you will not be embalming Mrs. Garcia, I do think it's important to take the time to clean her body. No one is going to see her body, but I like to encourage my funeral directors to do this out of respect for the deceased and the loved ones. You'll find Mrs. Garcia in the prep room. Talk soon, Amy Rose. Dear Mia, of course we will happily please your request for no embalming and for a closed casket. I'll ensure our funeral director receives your request. Okay, dear Amy, we're happy to be with Rose and daughters for my mother's funeral. We understand that there are usual procedures that must be followed in these situations, but if you could kindly not embalm my mother, that would greatly appreciate it. And we will proceed with a closed casket for the service. I just know she wouldn't have wanted her death to have a negative impact on the environment. And since she fought so hard to beat her heart disease and to live healthily, would be ashamed to have her final moments to be the counter to the way she lived. Thank you for anything you can do to help us in this matter. That's Mia. All right. So that's the background story. Sure thing. Reply with an auto response. I'll get right to it. Okay. Oh, I think I clicked. So I'm not walking with WSD. I am going to this part here. So that's the preparation. I think everything is going to be here in this room, actually. This is the prep room where you will prepare bodies for burials and viewings. Because the family has requested a closed casket ceremony with no embalming, you are just going to clean the body. How can I clean the body then? How does it work? I'll click on the sponge to jog it over the body to clean it. This one. Ah, I can see. The bubbles are disappearing. All right, Mrs. Garcia, you're in good hands here. I'm going to take care of you. That's it, you're done. Mrs. Garcia will be sent to Mike, who will take care of dressing and putting her in the casket. It's time to go to Mrs. Garcia's funeral. You are responsible for taking care of the deceased body, but it is also important to pay your respects to their loved ones. Follow the arrow to head to the funeral parlor. That was fast. Not embalming, wouldn't that be kind of stinky? Probably, yeah, but I think if you're acting fast here and when they're going to bury her anyway, within a couple of days, then I think they can do that. I think they're also getting cooled down anyway. But this is not from a I am not, I don't have any experience here. All right, we can talk to these people, it seems like. She would have hated these paintings. She was so particular. Yeah, at least she doesn't have to see them, I guess. That's... yeah, I guess. I heard the family specifically said no embalming. I thought it was mandatory, like required by law, but I guess not. Embalming weirds me out. Do those chemicals leach into the ground? Seems strange to be using a chemical that is known to cause cancer and putting it into the ground like that. Is that true? Huh, I had no idea. Or into the sewer. That's what they must do with the leftover formaldehyde, right? Formaldehyde. Just pour it down the drain? There are so many questions. At least embalming guarantees you won't be buried alive. Stop it, don't make me laugh right now. It's kind of creepy. Hello, little one.
Mommy, I'm hungry. When can we go?
The kid doesn't even know what's happening. I hate wearing pantyhose. My legs are so itchy, but it's always so cold in these funeral homes. I think I might actually miss those sweaters she used to knit for me now. Aw. We usually don't small talk a lot at these things. At least that's what I was always taught. Goodbye, Mrs. Garcia. October 11th, 10, 9. You've got mail. Actually, 2 mails. Is that coffee? It is probably. Let's see. What? There's more text. Oh, okay. All right, maybe we should start here then. We've got a new newsletter from Funerals Monthly. We all know everyone wants to be respectful at funerals. Don't talk too loudly. Be kind. Smile and refrain from making inappropriate jokes, at least around the grieving family. Hey, sometimes some people do need a little bit of a pick-me-up during such a hard time. Who are we to judge? True, everyone is grieving differently. And a big part of that is knowing what to wear. Roman Catholic funerals tend to lean more to the formal black attire rule, and it works for us. Did you know this goes back to the days of the Roman Empire where people would wear black as a symbol for mourning? Black isn't universally the symbol for mourning, though. And if you are attending a funeral that is from a culture that is not your own, it's important to understand this. Some colors have different meanings, and despite your best intentions, the wrong choice could mean accidental offense. I hope they're going to explain now what the different colors mean, because this is actually super interesting. In other cultures, they would never wear black during a funeral. It's actually super interesting. For example, in Hinduism and in Chinese cultures, white is a typical color for funerals. For Islam, though, it is less about the color you are wearing and more about how modestly you are dressed. Refrain from wearing any elaborate jewelry and be respectful of your behavior. For Sikh funerals, color of the clothing isn't as important as is dressing modestly and being able to appropriately sit cross-legged. Actually, being respectful is just the number one rule for any funeral, no matter what, really. Remember that, and please don't hesitate to ask what it is and isn't appropriate to wear. If you are attending to support a friend, family member, or partner, this day is not about you. So be sure to do whatever you can to be as respectful and supportive as possible, even if that means not wearing what you're used to wearing at a funeral, or even if it just means asking how you appropriately show your respects, because it's really not about us. These days there are other options besides formaldehyde, though. Yeah, like casual jacket? I've never heard of that. In my culture, everyone wears authentic Hawaiian shirts at a funeral. Really? That's also interesting. Definitely way more positive, I feel like. A bit more refreshing. We got another email here from Matthew. Hey there, Charlie. I was driving around the other day, taking our clients on their last trip around town. And I was thinking, strange, I know. Did I ever tell you the first time I went to a funeral? I was a teenager about to start university, and a friend of mine was killed in a car accident, totally out of the blue. Really tragic stuff, messed me and my friends up real good. But so, the big day, we all got into our best suits and dresses and packed ourselves into a few cars. There were a lot of us, so we had at least 3 different cars full of us, like clown cars, While we were in the procession going to the cemetery, somebody in our car got a phone call from a friend in a different car. Turns out some asshat driver who doesn't know to not get in the way of a procession drove through the intersection and smashed straight into a friend's car. Nobody was hurt, thank God, but can you imagine getting that call? Anyways, one of my friends in the same car as me, the one who got the phone call, hung up and started laughing. Just laughing her ass off in that way that makes you not sure if they're really just crying or if they just gone fully off the deep end. And she laughed, and then we all started giggling because, go figure, life is messed up sometimes, There's no moral, no point to that story, I guess. I just remembered that story and I wanted to tell you because we work with death all the time, and I still sometimes get caught off guard by what they actually means. Oh, before you get any ideas, that has nothing to do with why I became a funeral director. That decision came totally later and is nothing unremarkably. Somebody has to do it. I have a strong stomach, so why not? I'll see you in a bit, Charlie. I don't have a strong stomach at all. It's going right into my stomach. If I'm feeling stressed, bam, my stomach is hurting immediately. It was a Dr. Jekyll and Mrs. Hyde. Oh, I didn't get that one. I'm sorry. Biscuits acquired. Nice. Check. Where's the tea, though, Josh? Where's the tea? I think I'm going to read the message from here. Then we're going to scroll up again. This is Amia Garcia. Please pass along. Hi, Amy. Please pass along our deepest thanks to you and your staff for the wonderful job they did with our mother's funeral. It was really lovely. Our family so rarely gets together. It was nice seeing everyone come out for such a beautiful service. My son never gets to see his family. Also, it was incredibly kind of you to let us bring our own food in. Getting to share home-cooked meals, sharing stories, being there together, it meant a lot. So what I'm saying is, it was nice for everyone to be there like that, together in that way, and I know how much of that was due to the work of your staff, especially your funeral director. Thank you for making this difficult time easier for all of us. Best, Mia. Imagine saying no to this. No, you're not allowed to bring home-cooked meals. This day is all about them, actually. Oh, you already had cocoa? Oh. Enjoy the biscuits. I was about to say the cookies. What's the difference between cookies and biscuits? I think it's a UK thing, right? Yeah. Just passing this message along. Thanks for the hard work, Charlie. No, thank you. No home-cooked meals allowed, only KFC and Burger King. Imagine. This is the next job, and Jennifer is also writing us. We're gonna start here, though. Can I rant for just a second? I'm so tired of hearing strangers, colleagues, anybody, make colleagues, get on my case for wearing corsets. I wear them under my blazer and over a nice blouse, so it's not like I'm dressing inappropriately, even though dress codes are such sexist BS anyways. And like, I hate how their misogyny gets veiled in full concern. Jen, I'm just worried you're damaging your body. You know what corsets do to your livers, right? Corsets don't do anything to livers. They're definitely not hurting me as much as your condescension. Sorry, in my head. Sorry, I'm out of sorts right now. I'll send you another mail in a little bit when I'm cooled off a bit. All right, and here is the other mail. Okay, so let me explain this in a bit more detail. A colleague and I were discussing the tide lacer's liver specimen we have here at the museum. It's from a woman who died in 1907, and the liver is tapered inwards from what the doctor leading the autopsy believed was too tight lacing on her corset. It's fascinating because it's kind of a controversial topic. Tight lacing was super popular, and while people associated it with fainting or hysteria, it's actually been associated with visceraptosis, which is when the organs fall to the lower part of the abdomen, right? Which is super unsettling, but can also be caused by being pregnant. So, well, corsets probably messed up some bones, but likely didn't do this kind of internal organ damage. And I'm tired of the condescension by my wardrobe that also implies I don't know what I'm doing. These are the kinds of things I specifically research, and yet I'm treated like I know nothing about. I'm having a day, Charlie. I am so frustrated now. Oh, that was the subject of the other email. Except corsets do rearrange your organs much like pregnancy does. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's necessary. Otherwise, the baby wouldn't have space to grow. So this is what your body is actually doing. We are having the next job here. Let's see. From Amy. Hi, Charlie. Here are the instructions for your next body. You did a remarkably job on the first one. The family was very happy with you. A small feat, of course. Pleasing a grieving family isn't exactly the most comfortable of jobs. Your next job is a man named Mr. Duval. An elderly man died of old age. Nothing fancy, just a standard funeral with embalming. You can reach out to his daughter Lizzie Duval if you have any questions. She's handling her father's passing as well as can be expected. As always, don't hesitate to ask me any questions. P.S. Charlie, dear, please remember to wear proper embalming gear. Formaldehyde is extremely dangerous. I know I don't need to tell you, but my maternal instincts are hard to ignore. I promise I won't mother you too much. Well, just a little. Ask Matthew, he knows. I actually didn't know about that. I had no idea about that. Cookies are a specific type of biscuit, but Americans are lazy and just call all biscuits cookie. I'm glad you did the clown emote afterwards. Yeah, it's very educative today with funeral homes and also biscuits or cookies. We're going to accept this job now. I'll get right on it. So I guess we're learning about embalming now. For this, we're going back to our preparation table. Traditional burials typically require embalming, which preserves the body and prevents it from decomposing as quickly. Unless the family requests otherwise, all traditional burials will use embalming. Let's start by cleaning the body. With my sponge, right? Yeah. Alright, Mr. Duval. I got you. Click on the razor and drag it over the body to shave it. Oh, okay. The razor. Zzz. Zzz. In order to break rigor mortis, you'll have to massage the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. I actually remember this from Out of the Simulation or Simulator. The eyeball deflates once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag an eye cap into each eye socket to give it a shape. An eye cap? Oh, these are eye caps. There you go. Dudes, what am I reading? Hold up. They're gonna shave my beard when I'm getting embalmed. Maybe you should write down you don't want to have that. Guess dying is officially off the table. I think it's very important that you want to keep it, right? But Deeds, you're dead. You're not gonna see it anyway. But I would respect your wish, for sure. To keep the eye shut, you need to glue them. Click and drag the glue onto each eye to shut it. I know that sounds disgusting, but it's really happening like that. It's really, really happening like that. This is the glue. The mouth sags and hollows once the body starts decomposing. Click and drag a cotton ball into the mouth to give it a shape. There you go. To keep the mouth from opening, you'll need to suture it shut. Click and drag the needle and thread over the jaw to close. I was about actually to explain this because I was watching a documentary about a funeral home, and I had no idea they're actually doing this. It sounds very, very brutal. Very, very brutal. But it's necessary, because otherwise the mouth would just get open, huh? Well, let's click on the needle and do this. Boop, boop, boop. Click and drag the lotion over the body to moisturize it to prevent the skin from drying out. That's the lotion. There you go. Embalming involves removing blood and replacing with preserving chemicals. Click and drag the scalpel over the neck to make an incision. Where's the blood even going then? Good lord, just set the body on fire at this point. Well, it's probably a bit easier, I guess. Yeah, with cremation. But we're also going to learn about that. I won't buy whoever shows up at my funeral wood. I want to be frozen with liquid nitrogen and then shattered. Oh, deeds. There was actually a couple of weeks ago I read about that. I was very curious how that works. But they figured out they're basically... Yeah, there is just some goo left of the human being. It's actually super, super expensive to do that. Yeah, and there is no guarantee guarantee what's gonna happen to your body. I mean we're dead anyway. Kind of Frankenstein. BS is wait, what? I messed up the line. Kind of Frankenstein BS is we gotta do it though. This is how it works. I figured out, Josh, this is not a job you would do, huh? The blood will be treated as bio... okay. I was wondering where it goes. I want to be turned into human... Yeah. Did you also read that, Deeds? I was so fascinated by that. There was a case of a body, and there were some studies what's happening, and they were describing... People were saying that it was horrible. It was very, very horrible. The liquid nitrogen stuff. Anyway, I don't think we're going to learn this here. So we're going to take the scalpel here. Embalming involves removing blood and then replacing with preserving chemicals. You can drag the scalpel with the neck to make an incision. There you go. You're going to need a tube for draining the blood. And click on the tube and drag it into the neck. Is this the tube? Yeah. And then click on the cannula and drag it onto the carotid artery. Where is it? This is how you get the preserving chemical into the bloodstream. Oh, this is a trocar. I need to click on the cannula. There you go. Oh, goodness. Now I need to connect the embalming machine to the cannula. Grab some additional tubing and drag it to the cannula. No. Oh, this is the choker. Wait a second. Now you need to connect the embalmation to the cannula. Addition tube inject into the cannula. Oh, there you go. I got it. I think there is a tube now. Click on the button on the embalmation to turn it on. Bzzzt. In order to evenly distribute the chemicals, you have to massage them through the body. Click and drag over the body to massage it. Oi. Did you guys play Graveyard Keeper, by the way? It was such a good game as well. All right. Distributing everything. I get a full body massage when I'm getting involved. Maybe this isn't so. I never got a massage in my life. So that would be my first one, I guess. Yeah. I should actually get some professional massage. Great. Now let's see of that incision. Click and drag the needle and thread over the incision to close it. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, almost done. You need to drain the organs of any remaining fluids. Click on the choker, then click and hold the abdomen until all liquid has been drained. Yeah, I figured out I can't even do this kind of job. This is crazy. And now? Oh, maybe, probably I need to wait, huh? Yeah, I have to wait. I read about the goopification a couple of years ago. I think the goal was to turn people into some kind of fertilizer that way. Yeah. Is that crazy? But that would be very useful though. But I don't know if families would like to see that. And you're done. Mike will take care of Mr. Duval's makeup as well as dressing and putting him in his casket. It's time to attend the funeral. Hello, Mimi and chat. Hi, dear Karvika. Welcome to the stream. Today I'm not a criminal. Today I'm actually talking about a very sensitive topic. All right. Came out of nowhere. I mean, it always sort of does, doesn't it? Yeah, 1 minute you're laughing, having fun, and then the next, poof, that person's gone. Just like, gone. Yeah, it's weird to think about for too long, like staring at the sun. I start to feel all fuzzy when I think about it. So weird how our bodies just stop working like that. Yeah. So strange not seeing most people wearing white. White? Yeah, I think it's different for different family members. I can't remember. I haven't gone to many traditional funerals, so mostly white, but like definitely not red, no matter what. Mortician, yeah, today I'm the mortician of the stream. He always wanted to take his grandkids to the park, play catch. He loved playing catch. He threw a mad curveball, that's for sure. Humming to himself. Distracting, huh? We're paying our respect now. Goodbye, Mr. Duval. Death definitely doesn't come as a surprise for a lot of people. What you gonna say? Oh, I never saw it coming. Sure, she was 95, but such a surprise. And still, one day it's happening. People are always thinking you need some signs, but if you're old, sometimes your heart is not that strong enough anymore, and then, yeah, it happens. It can be still a surprise, for sure. But hopefully you can say those were some good 95 years. December 2nd, 1022. I think we're gonna learn about the cremation this time. Doo-dum. All right, we're gonna start with the bottom one. I always think this is, especially the newsletter is quite interesting here. This time it's about LGBTQ funerals, respect. If you've been a long-time subscriber to our emails or follow us on social media, you've no doubt heard about the misgendering that transgender people are at times subjected to during their funerals. There have been notable situations where trans women have had their wishes overruled by their families, have had their haircuts buried under the wrong names, and subjected to the wrong pronouns in their obituary announcements. Goodness, I've actually never thought about that. I've actually never thought about that. Oh, this is an interesting topic. We care a lot about this because we believe in treating every person with the same level of compassion, respect, and care. And this absolutely extends to the pronouns, respecting the deceased's wishes as per their lived experiences. The CDC's Funeral Director's Handbook on Death Registration and Fatal Death Reporting offers the fraud directive. Enter male or female based on observation. Do not abbreviate or use other symbols if sex cannot be determined after verification with medical records, inspection of the body, or other sources. Enter unknown. Do not leave this item blank. Leaving it up to observation obviously enters into a world of issues since bodies can be so different because of ingrained bias. People can draw incorrect assumptions based on their own inaccurate observations. California has passed what is known as the Respect After Death Act, which states that the death certificate must reflect the deceased gender identity as they lived it. So a step in the right direction. I actually never thought about that. People who are trans deserve the same respect in death that people who are cisgender receive. Misgendering in death takes away this respect. It can also inflict hurt and trauma on spouses and friends that survive the deceased. So what can we do as funeral directors? Listen to the people who come into your office. In America, especially, some marriages may not be recognized as legal depending on the laws around same-sex marriage. But this doesn't mean you're not dealing with two people who have loved each other in the same way as another couple. Listen, learn, and always be respectful. While you have to work with the next of kin, your duty is also to ensure the deceased receives the utmost respect in their burial. If a funeral is to honor the deceased, then do that. Honor them. Very, very interesting. I've actually never thought about that. That's super, super interesting. No, it's not gay funerals or marriage. It's actually about respecting. Interesting. Can I open my eyes now here? Alright. Paycheck coming late, sorry. I don't like the look of this, not one bit. I know you've only been with us for a few months, but maybe you're aware of the trouble Amy has been having. A small mom and pop shop like Rose and Daughters can compete with bigger guys. Anyway, don't tell Amy I sent this to you. I'm also starving, so I'm going to grab some fast food before taking the hearse through the car wash, 2 birds, 1 stone, and swinging back to the home. Do you want anything? A beef and cheddar? I'm going to take the hearse through the drive though. Of course, it freaks people out. I love it. They get so awkward. Let me know. I'm heading out in 50 minutes. Matthew. Oh, it's also saying here. I didn't start reading here. Hey, Matthew. This is embarrassing, but it seems I miscalculated some of our income and I don't have enough to pay you this week. Would be terribly inconvenient if I cut you a check for next week instead. If you need the money urgently, please let me know. I feel terrible about this whole thing and I can cut you a check from my personal account if needed. I am so sorry about this. I assure you it won't happen again. Take care. Why is this even happening again? Okay. We are having also this one. Let me scroll down. No, this is it. Hi, Teddy. Hello there. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Happy Saturday. This is a real cool message. Yeah, this one, right? The LGBTQ funerals. I never thought about that. It's again, I think it's not getting enough attention. I mean, we know about gay marriages and not much about funerals, actually. I never thought about that. But now I'm thinking about it. Can I open my eyes a bit? Charlie, I was doing some reading. I know you hate when I try to give you dating advice, but hear me out. There's this dating site that's specifically for people working in the death industry. Okay, so maybe I'm a little bit worried for you. You haven't mentioned anybody now. News since the breakup of 2014 that we will never speak of again after this moment. But you're always saying how tired you get of people being scared to ask about your day. So maybe meeting someone in the industry isn't the worst idea. Just promise me you'll consider it, okay? It's harder for me to make sure you are seeing sunlight when I'm all the way across the ocean. I know you look like a babe with pale skin and witchy gothy aesthetics are super hot right now, but vitamin D is still a good thing, girl. Mom ran over. I'm going to try it out because it turns out people get super scared off when you tell them you work in museum fields filled with dead bodies. do you know how not interesting other people find Teratomas, Charlie? I didn't know we were this weird to outside people. I've been spoiled by having a best friend who's as much as of a weirdo as I am. Miss you. Let's grab a bottle of wine for our next Skype date. P.S. If you sign up for Dead Meat, isn't that the best name for the death industry dating website? Tinder rules apply. You have to like me if you come across my profile whatsoever. I'm not sure if it works just yet, though. This is also what I heard when I was watching the documentary about morticians and their job. They are having a hard time. Not a hard time. It's not like they're not proud of their work, because that's an important work they have to do. But people, the topics are switching a lot. It's drifting more to the death people, and a lot of morticians are saying they don't mind to talk about that, but people are getting biased. They're always thinking these people who are doing these kind of job are kind of weird, and they're also letting them feel this way. But this job is important like every other one as well. Update, in what year is this game? So I think it's an older game, actually. It's from 2017. Yeah, it's quite old. But you know me. Better late than never, right? I would hate this. Please keep your emails to like 2 lines. My email's also a bit longer, Josh. Or you wouldn't like my email. I'm not gonna send you an email, Josh. No, I'm not gonna ask you.
Hey, can I get a review key? I'm doing this kind of stuff.
I'm not gonna write you, Josh. No, you scared me. Anyway, we are having a new job here with cremation. Hello, Charlie. Today's funeral is for a woman who died from breast cancer. Nothing fancy, just a standard cremation. Please don't hesitate to ask me if you have any questions. All right, I'm on it. Ooh, okay. Someone has to do it, and someone has to have enough respect for the dead to do it properly. Morticians are important people, just like any other professions. 100%, Pen. 100%. This is actually a job which is always going to be very, very important. And you gotta have so much respect. So much respect. You gotta stay professional, and you gotta do your job. In this documentary, this mortician was talking about cases they are remembering very, very well. Sometimes they were also telling, like, they're having easy cases and hard cases. Easy cases are actually customers that we're talking to beforehand, because they are planning their own funeral beforehand. And they know, they met each other quite a few times. They're planning together, organizing together. And she's basically, or that person was basically doing her last wish. And she was also explaining it this way, that that person was having a very nice and very long life, and they were, in the end, they had a feeling they were happy. They just wanted to organize things, you know? That's the best case, if you even know your customer beforehand. The worst case is, she explained it this way, when you're having little kids in front of you suddenly dying. This is the worst. And it's still something they are struggling with, something they maybe even don't want to get used to it, because behind every death there is so much drama, and not in a bad way or anything like that. It's so much pain behind, and this is the worst case. But yeah, these people are very, very important, and I'm glad we're having these people doing this kind of job, for sure. I had a private tour of the castle today. Oh yeah, I remember. My friend gave me a tour, and for free, all by myself. No people told me. He was telling me the history of the castle and works as a guide. And it's super nice that you got that, Freddy. What a privilege. It's always a privilege to have people in the cultural and in jobs where culture takes a big space. Then you're getting free tours like that. That's very, very nice. Dear Jess, no, respectfully me. Yeah, exactly. Just condense it down to 2 lines, Jimmy. You can do it, I believe. Nice. Sometimes you gotta... I gotta introduce myself. I cannot just ask, hey, can I get a review queue? Thanks, bye. This is not how it works, because there are so many scammers. I also read about people pretending to be a certain streamer, and then they're creating an account or creating an email account and then asking for keys. Yeah. You gotta be creative sometimes. I am introducing myself, basically who I am, why I would like to play it. At the end, I am always writing. You can verify my channel over my link tree. You can see that it's my email address, because otherwise they're not answering you back. Very, very important. I never thought of being able to plan my own funeral. Imagine all the things you could plan. You can definitely plan everything. She was also in the documentary. She was also telling about her job with the fancy ones. Some people, they also just want to have a small party, you know? They don't want that people are sad. They can remember. They can remember them. But I think it's just important that we are not judging each other. Again, everyone is grieving different and everyone wants to have their funeral in a different way. It doesn't need to be standard. But if you want to have standard, that's also fine. That's also fine. Just respecting each other. Again, it's all about respect, right? Yeah, give me a review key. Yeah, sure. All right, before we cremate Mrs. Hall, we'll need to prepare her body. Mrs. Hall's family brought clothing and jewelry for her to wear. It's important to remove these before the cremation process as to not damage them. Let's start by removing Mrs. Hall's necklace. We need to be able to identify Mrs. Hall's remains after she's been cremated. Click and drag the round identification tag. Place it in the coffin. Oh. Okay. Oh, of course. Great, Mrs. Hall is all set to be cremated now. Oof, okay. Again, I did not think about the tag here. Not at all. Here's the urn. This is the cremator. Contrary to popular belief, cremation doesn't turn bodies into ash so much as bone fragments. Using a cremator, we'll break those bone fragments down into ash-like remains. Let's start by placing the urn in the cremator. Click on the urn and drag it into the cremator and under the nozzle. Click and drag the bone fragments and drop them into the top of the cremator. Chat, I had no idea about that. I really had no idea about that. Whoa, I'm so happy it's not graphical here suddenly, you know? Now that all the bones have been processed, click and drag the urn back onto the counter. Make sure to put Mrs. Hall's necklace back into the urn. Click on the necklace and drag it to the urn. Don't forget the tag. Click on the round identification tag and drag it to the urn. Last step, click on the urn lid and drag it on top of the urn. Did you know in Germany you're not allowed to have the urn at your home? That's not possible. It's not allowed. I think in America it's allowed. Yeah, I don't know about Denmark. I don't think it's possible though. Did you also know that the cemetery culture is from country to country very, very different? I'm very fascinated by this topic, not gonna lie. I think it's important to talk about these kind of stuff to take away the fear. Like personally, I'm not scared of dying. But I was very interested in cemetery culture, and they were comparing the cemetery culture between Germany and the USA. And there are some things which would be absolutely disrespectful in Germany. For example, it seems like it's all right to do a picnic or a barbecue at the cemetery to remember that person. I don't know, with anniversary or whatsoever. If you would do this in Germany, I think people would call the police. It would be very, very disrespectful. And that was just one example. I think a lot of countries are kind of the same, but a lot of countries are also having quite differences. It's interesting, huh? Yeah, I did know that. Again, I wouldn't judge, but I think at the beginning it would be a bit weird for me to see people are barbecuing around the grave, not the yard, but the tombstone. It'd probably a bit weird for me to see, but I also understand they want to be close to them. Maybe they want to make their favorite food, you know, just to remember them. Huh. It's super interesting. You can't scatter ashes? No, you're not allowed to. Not in Germany. It needs to be at the cemetery ground. Yeah. Interesting, huh? So where do you put the urn? It needs to be at the cemetery. You're not allowed to have it at home. I'm not religious, but when I'm near or in a cemetery, I must be respectful and silent at all. Absolutely, I feel the same. I'm also not religious, but I like to go there because you're not going to believe. Maybe you're going to believe it, but it's full of animals, and I like to listen to the birds there. I don't have many birds around me except my little burbies here. Hello Zazu, hello Leo. They're not here though. They are in the other corner. But cemeteries are usually super silent, very calm, and I'm hearing the birdies over there. It's very, very nice. I'm like I said, I'm not scared of this at all. It was very nice, but I'm tired now. It's been a long day. I've done a lot of working. I'm going to. Oh, you're gonna get some gummy bears. I'll sit back and listen while you play the game nicely. Thank you so much, Teddy. Yeah, I enjoy the gummy bears. It's been a while since I had some. There's definitely some ash. Then they put a magnet through the removed metal bits, and then they grind everything up. I didn't know that they're grinding everything up in the end. Interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. We bury the urn in the ground. Yep, it's the same here. It's the same here, but it needs to be at the cemetery. I think in Austria they are designated scatter zones, so instead my family and I legally scattered my grandma to some spots he loved. I think a lot of, no, I can't say, but I could imagine a lot of people trying to do that. I mean, who's gonna see it anyway? I don't know why they're not allowing it though. Is there like a reason why not? Because it's ash, right? It's ash and it's not gonna damage. I mean, I would understand if it would damage the landscape or the nature or something like that, but I'm not quite sure. I really don't know. Well, we're gonna do the last step. We're gonna click on the urn slit and drag it on top of the urn. Today is a very interesting topic, but I think it's important to talk about these kind of stuff. All done. All done. Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. I assume it's because it's technically human remains, so bio-waste. Yeah, maybe. But in some countries, they're alright with that. I think in the USA it's alright, right? Yeah, and there are strict regulations around bio-waste. But it's burned, right? When things are burned down, yeah, this is probably why you said technically human waste. Or human remains, not waste. It's the bio-waste. Alright. Here we are, let's talk to the people. This is nice in a weird way. She likes that we're all here talking. She always tried to keep the family together. And the food is delicious. I know that's weird, but the crab cakes are perfect. Glad she was cremated and not in like an open casket or something. So, seeing her like that, I don't know if I could have. That's also interesting with an open casket. It's not a big thing in Germany. That's also what I remember from the documentary. This is rarely happening in Germany with having an open casket. Most family members, they don't want to have an open casket. Yeah, or it's also because of, yeah, that person got cremated. At least we all got to say goodbye. She would have liked that. She fought really hard. She was proud of herself. She never gave up, not once. Oh yeah, Mrs. Hall died because of breast cancer. I remember now. Oh, that's hard. That's very hard. She would have hated this music. She never wanted her funeral to be sad. She would have wanted us smiling. She said so. Oh, goodbye, Mrs. Hall. All right, we paid our respects and wishing the family only the best. Now it's February 14th, 10:14. Hello, dear Jared. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Happy Saturday to you. Let's see. First of all, we're checking out the monthly newsletter here. Keep on protecting Earth with green burials. This is what I want to have, actually. There are some interesting concepts in Germany. I think there are probably also in other countries. But there are some interesting concepts where you can get buried under the tree and you're getting one with this tree. And I think I would really love that idea that burbies are sitting on my branches, and just I'm giving shadow to people. I'm protecting the people, except when it's thundering. But I want to be surrounded with birdies, and this is something I would like to do. Yeah, I also thought about that, but of course I'm still young. But you never know. All right, keep on protecting Earth with green burials. What does that mean here in this case? You've lived your life mindful of the environment, doing your part to reduce pollution, generally help out where you can. So why not continue doing that even in death? At least that's the thinking for a lot of people who are returning to green or natural burials. Yeah, and I think I don't want to have a tombstone, like not a classic one. I just want to be a tree where birds are sitting on me. That would be amazing. Yeah. Meanwhile, Mimi's tree slams into a park. Maybe when it's getting too windy, then it's might gonna happen. Yeah. Natural cemeteries are becoming more popular. Now focused on a few rules. Mainly it's that bodies aren't allowed to be embalmed with chemicals that can damage the environment. Murders must be buried in a biodegradable shroud or casket. Not only is this better for the environment, it's also cheaper. At Union Cemetery in Ontario, Canada, a natural burial is just over $1,000. So better for the people, the environment, just maybe not so good for big business. Let's not forget, people, this is still a business after all, true. But really, who go green? Why go green? Green burials help preserve natural resources, work to reduce carbon emissions, protect the health of those preparing bodies, and preserve natural habitats. Embalming fluids tend to contain formaldehyde, and funeral directors report a higher incidence of leukemia. Going green and not using toxic chemicals for embalming helps protect funeral directors, while at the same time lessening the impact we have on the environment after we're gone. Yeah, I think that's a fantastic idea. I didn't even know that. I just wanted to, my thought was just, yeah, I think it's nice to be a tree again. It's nice to be there for birds and humans. We are here at Funerals Monthly, think green burials are pretty cool. What do you think? Reply and let us know. All right. Jenna's writing, Charlie, I've been playing a new game when things are slow at work. It's called Tales from the Crypt Sweeper. Get it? It's like Minesweeper, but way harder. Like seriously, it's really, really difficult. And I thought my Minesweeper game was on point after working that overnight front desk job at that hotel for 3 years, but I must have gotten rusty. Anyways, instead of mines, you want to avoid graves so you don't disturb the adorable ghosts. The main character also kind of looks like you. Want to start a healthy competition? High score gets to pick the rest, and we go to when one of us in town next. When one of us is in town next, maybe. I'm gonna be such a tryhard. All right, we're gonna start here then. Hi Amy. I know this email might be a bit odd, but you said if I was ever having troubles, I should reach out, and you would know somebody I could talk to about all of this. I don't know what to do now. I know my grandmother had lived a full, good life and was very happy, and that she's not in any pain now, but I feel empty, Amy. I've never felt this empty before. What am I supposed to do now? I thought I was stronger than this. Can you refer me to someone to talk to? I don't want to freak out my mom right now. She's dealing with enough with work and the will and trying to just be the best mom she can. I just need somebody to tell me that it'll be okay. Thank you, and I'm sorry for being an inconvenience. Absolutely not, Ryan. I thought I would forward this to you. In situations like this, we typically connect people like Ryan with a grief counselor or the professionals who can really help him. Sometimes we get emails like this when people don't know where else to turn. It's difficult, and family isn't always the most reliable for some people. Usually I would be happy to connect him, but I'm feeling a little tired today, not my usual self, and it would be good for you to start building these kind of relationships on your own. Nordic Road. Oh, you're so kind. Oh, thank you so much, dear Nordic. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for the raid. You have played a crab game. Oh, do you like it? It's actually a fun game to play together. Yeah, that's actually a nice game to do some viewer games. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everyone. Hi, dear the Igloo. Hello, dear Nordic. Aw. Thank you very, very much. I hope you had a good stream. How are you doing? How is Sweden treating you? Nordic did a big step here. She moved from Norway to Sweden, as far as I remember. And I think Nordic is a full-time streamer now, so I'm highly recommending watching Nordic stream. She's an amazing person and also playing amazing games. I remember it was Conan, right? I think it was Conan. It was so fun. I'm glad you enjoyed your stream. That's the most important part. Dear Nordic, thank you very, very much again for the raid. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for trusting your community. Welcome everyone again. We are having how can I introduce that game? A Mortician's Tale. I think the name is telling, is already kind of telling you what kind of game this is. It's a game about death, but it's not in a sad way. We are talking about topics here, talk about death, of course, but in a positive way. And I think I am not seeing this often. It's all about respecting each other and all this kind of stuff. Oh, thank you so much. Dear Anonymous Gifted, thank you very, very much for the gifted sub to Nordic. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Oh, you're so kind. Thank you. Thank you very much. From Norway, but I live in Sweden now. You're wonderful. Oh, no, you. No, you're very, very kind to me. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I am. This game is not depressing. There is not. I don't want to say depressing. That's the wrong word. It's complicated. No, it's also not complicated, but it's not graphical, but it's very educative. You're learning quite a lot about different kind of funerals, about embalming, about cremation, about even doing a green burial. So actually quite interesting, but it's also a short game. So we're gonna see what we're gonna do later on. Thank you, Anonymous. Big thanks to the Anonymous Gifter. Thank you very, very much again. Thank you again for the raid, dear Nordic. Really, really appreciate that. I was about to say, we got this email here of this person asking for help. And of course, even this is our profession, but we cannot help people with grieving. This is not our job, and this is why it's very important to send them, to give them the addresses to get to the grief counselor or other professions. You should definitely not be ashamed by that. Never be ashamed of trying to get help. Actually, this is such a big step. You should be actually proud of yourself, of trying. You are so strong. Saying to yourself, yes, I need some help. I need some kind of a help. That's definitely showing some kind of strength. So never be ashamed of that. I also did therapies, so I am not ashamed of this at all. But I know all this kind of stuff is still some kind of a taboo topic, so it's important to talk about these stuff, for sure. Speaking of green burials, have you heard about how you can basically be buried into a big urn with a tree? And yes, exactly. And I really like the idea. Dude, I want that birds are sitting on my tree. That would be amazing. That would be really amazing. I really like the idea. Maybe it's because I'm a bird person. No, I like the idea. Plus, it's cheaper. We just learned it. It was here. It's cheaper, way cheaper, just around $1,000, which is quite a lot of money. I know that, but I don't know how much a funeral usually costs. Probably around 5,000, maybe higher. Depends what kind of casket you want. But it's like all of this is really not necessary because, well, I'm dead anyway, right? At least that's my thought. We have another email here. It's saying, hi, Amy. You asked if there were any special instructions we wanted to pass along. Just please cremate my father. He has a pacemaker too. The doctor told me that would need to be removed. That makes sense because you cannot burn this down. So we're going to do that. Please send the note below about the pacemaker. They can be tricky. All right, but before we're starting, there are 2 more messages. Hi, Amy. I'm so eternally grateful that you were able to accommodate our request for my sister's funeral. It was a beautiful service, and she would have been happy with it. That's such a weird thing to say, isn't it? Thank you again from the bottom of my heart. Sincerely, Margarita. By the way, did I say, wait a second, did you get a shout out? You did, right? Yes, okay. Thank you for the shout out, Des. Oh, thank you. I just remembered while I was while I was reading this message here. Charlie, I thought you'd like to see this thank you note. Of course, that's always nice to see. No, it's very nice to see. All right. News about the future of Oh, I can't see the sub. Wait a second. We can actually play. There's a mini game here. We're going to do this in a second. All right. Hi, all. It is with a heavy heart that I write to you to let you all know that Rose and Daughters will no longer be in business. I had no idea how to start this email and resources. I Googled resources. I Googled told me that would be the best and easiest way to break the ice. But be direct, but remorseful. Google said. The truth is, I don't really know what to say. Since my father passed away, I've done my best to make Rose and Daughters warm and friendly to anyone who choose to use our services. It was my memorial to him, the original Rose, in a lot of ways, and you've all become like family, including you, Charlie, our most recent addition. But it's been getting harder to make ends meet. Rent is going up in the neighborhood, and I'm finding less and less of the energy for this business. There's a lot of competition from other funeral homes, larger corporations than we are, that can take on more business and offer more impressive services. You know the way it goes. So we have been bought, or I sold. Either way, soon Hillside Heritage Enterprises Inc., a company that owns many funeral homes in the city and across the country, will replace Rose and Daughters starting from the beginning of next month. Same building, same name. They're keeping the names Rose and Daughters Funeral Home for tax purposes. Though honestly, I'm trying hard not to just see it as a move on their part to keep up the image that it's a family-run business. I don't know how I feel about that, but I also don't know if there's anything I can do at this point either. I've signed the papers. At least my father's legacy is still intact somewhat. So this is why they were not able to pay her out. Interesting. Malo's yelling at me again. He's hungry. I'm pretty sure you already gave some dinner, right? Probably. Got you. Thank you, Des. Thank you. Sometimes you're just so focused on the game. Thank you for your help. They have a good reputation and have agreed to keep you all on. That was one of my stipulations. I would sell as long as you all weren't without a job. Sorry, I didn't tell you in a more personal way. I would have loved to have a company lunch, but I didn't have the heart to tell you in person. This was easier for me. Please understand. Yeah, it's all right. Of course, this kind of stuff would be better to handle face to face, but I also understand why she was not able to do that. She was very honest here, and that's something I'm appreciating about. All right. We're going to start our commutation with the pacemaker. If you can remember, reply with us an auto response. Sounds good. I'll take care of it. Let's go. I suppose he does need his fourth breakfast. QD. What a cutie. All right. Let's see how that works with the pacemaker. Mr. Rice came directly from the hospital, so we don't have to worry about removing any valuables from him, as the family did not provide any for us to include. However, Mr. Rice has a pacemaker that we'll need to remove before cremation. Because pacemakers are batteries, they will explode inside the hot heat of the cremation machine. And we definitely don't want... No, that sounds horrible. Oh, goodness. Let's start by removing Mr. Rice's pacemaker. You can see the pacemaker. Click on the forceps to click and drag the pacemaker out of the heart. Can we see? Like this. Put the forceps away, then place the round identification tags in the coffin. And Mr. Rice is all set to be cremated now. Thank you for the lurk, Karika. Thank you, appreciate that. Enjoy the rest of the evening, yeah? Goodbye, Mr. Rice. All right, we're going to the urn, and we learned that we still need to grind some fragments. Using the cremulator, we'll break these bones fragments down into ash-like remains. All right, first of all, the urn goes down. We're placing the skull here. The bones. Taking it back again. Putting the tag inside and closing it. All done, Amy will take the urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. All right. Let's see what they're thinking of. Did you ever end up clearing the air with your father? No, we talked a few times, but no, not really. He sounded like a difficult man. He was stubborn. It's stubborn. What do you want to do after this? It's pretty nice out. Let's change and go find a patio somewhere. Sounds good. I could really use a beer right now. Hey, did I ever tell you the time we tailgated? Like a giant coffee grinder. Yeah, kinda. I always told him to quit smoking, but of course he never listened to me, so that figures. Speaking of smoking, today I learned, at least that's what WHO is saying, every cigarette you're smoking is taking away 7 minutes of your lifetime. Isn't that a good reason to stop smoking? Also, it stinks and it's expensive. I wonder if he ever liked me. He was nice to me, but I don't know, he never seemed like he really cared if I was there or not. Maybe he was just having a hard time to showing it. Goodbye, Mr. Rice. Almost 2 weeks later, February 28th. Some people smoke in bed. That stuff is nasty. It's disgusting. I cannot stand the smell. It almost makes me puke. It's really bad like that. But yeah, it's also expensive. Just don't start. There's no reason to start. All right. Next newsletter. Things to avoid saying at a funeral. Oh, this is so good. Welcome back. Now we rarely do like listicles. Is it called listicles? Listicles? Or testicles? Okay, we rarely do these lists here, but for this month newsletter, we thought a list would be the best way to deliver this month advice. When I say at a funeral, we know figuring out the right thing to say to a grieving friend can be extremely difficult. And since that's such a personal issue, it's hard to give specific advice. Some things will be more comforting to other people. But fortunately, we can deliver a little bit more solid advice on what to do, what to not say to someone who is grieving. So here it is, Funerals Monthly, top 5 things to not say at a funeral. Test this. It just lists for me. All right. Number 1, at least they no longer suffering. Oh boy. Even if this is true, nobody wants to hear this. It's probably not your place to dictate. Who wants to be told that the death of somebody they love is for the best? Like I said, even if it's true, don't be that jerk and just don't say it. Please, you can think it, but don't say it. This is so true. Please don't do that. At least they're no longer suffering. This is hurting. Were they saved? No religious statements. Just don't. Why? Because not everyone agrees with your religious views, and not only is not always comforting, it can also be insulting. I can't believe that they're also doing a list like that, but it seems like sometimes it's also necessary, like the other one as well, how to behave on a funeral. All right. Number 3, they're with angels now. Oh God. Okay. See both note, then rinse and repeat. Whew, this is triggering me. Oh goodness, okay. Number 4, let me know how I can help. I have also a couple things to say to that. This one is tricky. You want to help, but those in mourning won't always ask for help. When I am not doing well, I'm not asking for help. If you want to help, suggest specific things. For example, I am free if you need someone to babysit the kids. Actions are better than passive statements. Cook something for them. Take them to their favorite restaurant or buy tickets to see a movie together. Good point. Very, very good point. This also counts for people with depression, by the way. It's very important. If you want to help someone, you can offer it, but trust me, that person is never going to come to you. I'm never doing this. Asking for help is hard. It's insanely hard. It's very, very hard. And it counts here as well. It's really a good point. Number 5. I know how you feel. Even if you think you do, everyone grows differently. Don't focus this on yourself. Empathy doesn't involve having the commiserate. Sometimes people will want to hear your experiences, but don't assume they will ask first. For a quicker version of this list that can be applied in any situation, don't say stuff just for the sake of saying stuff. Just say, I'm sorry, if you don't know what else to say. Yeah, you can't do much wrong with that. It's just speedrunning getting banned today, huh? Yeah, I can see that today, for sure. I've been trying for years. What are you doing, Josh? Just ask for help, bruh. It's really not that easy. No. It's really not that easy. Like I said, this also counts with dealing with depressions. That's something a lot of people are just saying but not meaning, and then it's just ending up with most likely not talking to each other anymore. Yeah. I remember when I was in the hospital after a bad accident and my aunt telling me God saved me. I quite harshly told her it was me doing all the work, not some imaginary friend. Yeah, I understand your reaction there, and I'm pretty sure your aunt also didn't mean it bad or anything, but I just want that people are just thinking a tiny bit what's going on, you know? Think before you talk sometimes. Thought like, lads, I need help moving all this money. What money, Josh? We're thinking in payday, I feel like. I really like this newsletter. This is so well made in this game. All right, mushrooms. You hate mushrooms so much, I found the perfect thing for you. I've been thinking about death. I know, shocker. Look, what have you done to me? I think I want this mushroom suit. No, it's not called that, but I can't remember the name of it, and I'm writing you on my phone, so I don't feel like Googling it right now. Anyways, the idea is that it's a biodegradable suit that the deceased wears. It's made with what people call a biomix. For example, mushrooms and other microorganisms that help to decompose bodies, neutralize toxins in the body, and provide nutrition for the soil for plants. I think this one company even offers casket liners for use in green caskets. I think this is what I want. It'll be just like Hannibal. Wait, don't tell people I said that, okay? But seriously, it's pretty cool. I love all the death innovations happening. We might as well do something when we're in the ground, you know? Love you. Think about it and let me know your thoughts. I want all of your thoughts. It's not that if it's not this, then maybe I'll have my ashes made into jewelry. But seriously, I'm probably going to do this. There's no harm in planning ahead. Am I right? Speaking of, you can also be jewelry. That's also possible. You can wear your beloved one in some kind of a necklace or a ring. That's also possible. But I don't think I would like that, since I'm also not wearing jewelry at all. Rarely I'm doing that. That's very interesting. Is this really existing? A biodegradable suit. That sounds very interesting, actually. All right, new contract, though. And we're starting this week. Good day, Mrs. Rose. Disregard our son's will as it concerns matters of his burial. He was clearly not thinking right and didn't know what he really wanted. Proceed with an open casket funeral. As for payment, we'll be in check. Oh, I don't like the sound of this. Oh, I don't like the sound of this. Yeah, artificial diamonds, yeah. I don't mind this. You don't need any real diamonds anyway, as long as it's just shiny, you know? Yeah. But like I said, I'm not wearing jewelry at all. Yeah. I'm also not understanding how can you just wear super expensive stuff around your neck and ring or and finger. Yeah, but that's just another topic. She definitely meant well, but she knows I'm incredibly not religious, but considering she has some kind of important churchy function, kind of her job, like, oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe it's just so inside of her, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I just wish people would think a bit more before they're talking. Sometimes that would be very, very useful. It just decompressed carbon and yeah, kinda. I'm not happy about this email here. It's already upsetting me. Charlie, I was hoping you wouldn't have to confront this situation. Yet anyways, they are never easy. Rose and Daughters has been asked to prepare the body of a young man who took his own life. Had a will prepared and asked for cremation, but the family has demanded a traditional burial instead. Unfortunately, he didn't make anyone his power of attorney or didn't have any witnesses sign his living will or his advanced directive regarding these wishes. So his family is legally in the right to do whatever they want with his body. It's unfortunate, but we have to do his... No. I don't want to do this. We have to do it as his family wishes. That's also what was in the documentary about the Mortician's life. They were telling about the wishes of the person who died, deceased, and the wishes of the family. And sometimes it's a very thin line respecting both wishes. Sometimes it's not even possible. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And she also mentioned in this documentary that sometimes an open casket is not even possible because of the circumstances, and you would traumatize the people with that. Sometimes it's not possible to prepare the body. And this is a very sensitive topic here because of this line. Matthew has graciously offered to take this on if you are uncomfortable with the subject. Instead, we have a second body you can prepare for a funeral we are hosting later in the afternoon. Charlie, is this suicide something you're comfortable dealing with? Let me know. I'm here if you need me. Oh man, this makes me so sad. Hi Amy, I just wanted to thank you for the service the other month, and I apologize if it was abrupt. It was kind of a shock for me and I didn't feel comfortable with the whole process. He wasn't supposed to die yet. It hasn't been easy. Mariana, thought I'd pass this along to you. Tell me, Chad, would you be comfortable for doing this job, or would you say, no, I'm not? Because it's not the last wish. It's actually up to us. There's some decision making here. Dude, maybe the person is dead, they wouldn't know. That's a very practical way of thinking. I know. And that's totally legit. But I'm also thinking about the wish of the person. Just because they're not here anymore doesn't mean I can do whatever their family wants. On the other side, now this is going to the practical side again, there was no attorney involved. So the last wish is officially not even... Yeah, it's not counting, I guess. You have to be right suited for the job, for sure. I'm not dealing with those decisions. Honestly, don't know. I was kind of fearing that this topic would be here in game. I was kind of scared of that. Respect the dad's wish. That's also what I'm tending to, yeah. I thought the last wish counts if it's handwritten. I think it depends. It depends on where you're living, which country again. I can't even say what counts in Germany. I think it counts what you were writing, but you also need to go to what is this in English? Give me a second. If you want to make things very official, then you need to go to notary office, it's called. This is the official way. But I thought, if you're having some kind of a will, even if it's just digital, I think this is also count, at least in Germany, right? My answer would be, yes, I would, but I'm suited for the job. Yeah, that's interesting, Ipsy. Give me a second. Both is counting in Germany. I'm glad it's counting. Yeah, I thought the same. If you want to make it very, very, very official, you're going to notary office. But you can also do this privately in Germany. Very, very interesting. Since this is not Germany here, it's either USA or Canada, I don't know. No, I'm not comfortable with this, and I don't want to do that. 18% of the human mass is carbon, 65% oxygen, 10% hydrogen. So there's a lot of carbon that can be made into diamonds. Jan is thinking in diamonds, yeah. Jan wants to be a diamond. I can see that now. I'm sorry he burdened them with this. He doesn't get a say. Well, with the German law, this would definitely count. So I'm not gonna do it. I'm not comfortable. I'm doing another case. A very interesting topic though, but that wouldn't be a topic in Germany, I guess. Interesting. The deceased family is asked for an open casket for an oral. Let's start with cleaning the body. Boop, boop, boop. Mrs. Rossi's body. We need to break the rigor mortis by massaging the body. There you go. Insert eye caps. Regluing them a bit. Putting the cotton ball into the mouth. And now we're needing the needle. Moisturize the body. And then make an incision in the neck. Now I need to get the tube. I need to get the cannula. Then I need to get the tube again. And I don't know how I did this the last time. There you go. And now I need to press the button. And massage. To balance everything out. For example, I didn't know that morticians are having the higher danger of getting leukemia because of this fluid. I had no idea. See the incision closed. Oh, this is no. There you go. And use the chokar. This was the chokar. There you go. To drain the organs. Because they still have fluids inside. There you go. All done. Mike will take care of Mrs. Rossi's makeup. As well as dressing and putting her in the casket. This job probably takes an insane amount of precision and skill. Yeah. I'm having so much respect, and I hope these people can see how important this job actually is. Makes sense. You are handling toxic materials more regularly, fumes and stuff. That's why X-ray technicians needs to wear lead aprons. Yeah, that's what I knew, because of the because of the X-ray. But I didn't know with the liquid here. She's no longer suffering or in pain. Yeah. She's in a better place now. We just learned about that, huh? She was too good for this world. Okay, thanks, Aunt Sandy. She's doing a lot of no-goes, even though she doesn't know. She just means it well, but you can just say, I'm sorry. I haven't cried since she died. Not once. How is Anna crying and not me? I am the one who lost a parent. Everyone is grieving differently, and there are so many different stages here. It doesn't look like her at all. No, different. Also participating in the funeral. I think usually you're in the background. You're preparing the stuff. You're organizing the flowers. I mean, everything beforehand, of course. Maybe even the catering. This is all with, this is a bit of organization with the family. I think we're not putting ourselves in the foreground here. I think here in game, we just want to see what the conversations are about. But I think in a real funeral, they're definitely more in the background. Where's Maria? She couldn't be here. She didn't want to see her mother's body. I mean, I don't blame her. Anyway, I'm pretty impressed with the food. Did you try them already? Did you see the bow video of the new Monster Hunty streamer? It had these crazy homing aroused and people. No, I didn't see. No, I didn't see, Josh. This is my birthday! March the 3rd! Hey! Mimi's birthday. This game is definitely showing several roles within a funeral home. Yeah, they're doing this really good here. Oh, it's my birthday. Oh, my favorite newsletter, actually. Defiant funeral traditions. Oh, this is super interesting. I'm really interested in this topic here. Funeral rites, even in our own culture, maybe be something many of us may be unfamiliar with. For many people, all they know of funeral traditions are what they have seen in media. But I think this goes without saying, funeral rites and traditions aren't the same across the board. Different cultures have different protocols for cleaning the body to different aspects of the service itself. Religion provides different paths for dealing with a death, but the goal is almost always the same, offering support, guidance, and ease to the people who are grieving. In Judaism, interment usually begins immediately after somebody has passed. Up until burial, the body is never supposed to be alone, so often families will appoint a shaman, a guardian, to remain with the body. Preparations for burial begin as soon as possible in Muslim traditions as well. Local Islamic community organizations are also often involved and help the family make arrangements for the funeral service and burial. But not all practices are strictly religiously focused. In the odds in South Korea, the amount of graveyard space began to shrink drastically, causing a law to be passed that required families to remove a loved one's body from its burial place after 60 years. Many families began to cremate more often, but there are also companies that compress remains into beads in turquoise, pink, or black called death beads. This also occurs in North America, Europe, and Japan, but remains much more common in South Korea because of the space issue in graveyards, the expenses of cremation. Not all practices are somber either. Ever hear of the turning of the bones of Famadihana, a ritual by the Malagasy people of Madagascar? Famadihana has families return to an ancestral crypt, exhume the bodies wrapped in cloth before dancing with the bodies to lively music. That's also what I heard. Super, super interesting. This practice is a celebration, remembrance, and a way of keeping the deceased involved in family news. Death can be a difficult time for many people, obviously, but that doesn't mean there isn't a beauty in the ways we choose to honor and celebrate our deceased. So dedication today. Yeah, and I love this. This is a topic I'm very interested in. And I'm glad there's a game actually explaining you things, even if it's, in this case, a newsletter. But this is a very good newsletter. Famadihana, is that the coffin dance meme thing? No, it's not this one. No, that's not the meme. There are probably some documentations about this one. They're literally, you can literally see the bodies. They're not in a coffin, not at all. It's also said they're wrapping them in cloth and they are dancing with the bodies. There are even, if you look to the country Mexico, they're also having a day where they are honoring the dead people. And they're also celebrating them. They are making their favorite food. They listen to their music. It's a family gathering. It's such a positive thing. We don't have this in most Western cultures. Similar, but yeah, exactly. Yeah, there are also some cases where they are putting the dead body at a table, and they're still celebrating together. Dia de los Muertos, yes. I really want to experience that someday. I think that's something insanely special. This is what I said earlier as well. death is having some kind of a negative connotation here, but in some other places they are remembering this way, and I really like the way they're approaching to this hard topic. Actually, very, very interesting. All right, you're invited to attend a death cafe. Come increase awareness of death with a view to helping people make the most of their infinite lives. Join us, have a tea and cake, and talk with others about our thoughts, fears, and illuminations on death. Founder of the Death Cafe movement, John Underwood, once said, when people talk about death and dying, it tends to illustrate their humanity. See everyone at the Upside Down Jar next Thursday. Death Cafe, interesting. Can't really write much right now. I have a lot of work. I had a lot of work I have to do with an inguinal hernia. From 70 to 50, it's the oldest in our collection, and you can even see this bit of paper the surgeon put in after removing the hernia. Super cool. I'll send you the link when we have it catalogued. What is my life? What is that sentence I just typed? Yeah. But anyway, this event that I am forwarding you is taking place near you. Figured you'd be into it. Might help with that feeling of restlessness you were talking about before. Could be good to talk about some of the things you're feeling. Lots of death positive people there. Sounds like it'll be a safe space. I am losing my voice a bit. I need some water, actually. Guys, I'm gonna make a small break, yeah, of 3 minutes. Oh, I need some water. My mouth is so dry, and nobody's redeeming to get some water. So I'm gonna do it.
Players are reminded to stay hydrated.
I'm gonna turn on the burble cam, yeah? We're gonna be right back in 3 minutes. Until then,
Have a snack. We will be right back.
be right back.
Players are reminded to stay hydrated.
Hello, I'm back again, and I can see the burbles are also back. Also, almost back for the people. With the bad for the ad break. Give me a second. It's actually done in 10 seconds, but I can already remove this one. Boop and boop. Let's see. 5, 4. There you go. Hello, hello. Welcome back, everyone. I'm also back again. We stopped with this email, and I was about to accept the next quest or task here, but I didn't want you to miss it out. So here we are again. Hi, Beck. Thank you. Thank you very much. I missed one message though. The coffin dance thing may be funny to foreigners, but I think it's super interesting that with their funerals are happy occasions, as opposed to sad and grim ceremonies like we might think of. I agree. I think I would also prefer to have a big party that, yeah, Mimi was having a good life and she was trying to make the best out of it. So yeah, let's just remember her. And of course you're allowed to be sad. Of course. But I don't want that people are breaking down. That's the least thing I would like to see. Even though I'm not gonna see though. Would be interesting to see your own funeral though. I love how this game is supposed to be last an hour, but we're about an hour now. Yeah, but it's also because I'm also checking every email. We're talking in between, and it's nice to talk about this kind of stuff, even if it's some kind of a taboo. I hope it's not too bad for you guys. For me, it's very intriguing. I like to educate myself, and I'm glad this game is also a bit of educative. So yeah, I'm enjoying myself, and I hope it's not too bad for you guys. Well, it is for some people some kind of a taboo, and I also know a lot of people are scared of dying. The only thing I'm scared of is leaving people behind. I think I'm okay with dying. It's gonna happen anyway. The moment we get born, it's destined that we're gonna die as well. This is just how it is. But I think leaving your I hope it's not gonna happen, but like doing this to your parents, your siblings, your friends, your partner, I think that's hard. I wish I could just say to them, I'm okay, but unfortunately I can't do that. How can you even do that? You can't. But I want that everyone is having their own lives, just be happy. It's all right. It's gonna be all right. I'm definitely okay with dying. I lived my life dumb and all. I think you still have some stuff ahead of you. I hope so. You still want to visit some countries, right? You want to travel a lot. I also want to do that. I want to do a lot of things. I want to have a cockatoo, dude. Nothing against Zazu and Leo, but I want to have bigger birds as well. So I still have my plans here. Just leave surprise notes for them. That's kind of creepy, but also funny at the same time. Yeah, I wish I could entertain myself and see all this kind of stuff, but yeah, I don't think that's possible. Very sure it's not possible. Anyway, we stopped here now, and I wanted to scroll up to this mail. Let me see. It's about cremation again, right? Thank you, Mr. Grant, for agreeing to take care of Jocelyn's cremation. The bike accident was more than I was expecting. I know she wanted to be cremated, and to be honest, I don't think I could bear seeing her like that after what happened. Exactly. Sometimes it's not even possible to put the body into a casket, even have an open casket. Sometimes it's just not possible, Charlotte, below are the details for our next client. Ensure you follow the requested specifications exactly. After you're done, I will review your work in order to properly evaluate you at the end of the month. Wait, this is the CEO talking to me now, right? Suddenly, the tone is different now. Yeah, the company is not a family company anymore. My evaluation. Sorry, but are we trying to? Oh goodness. Okay. Oh, I'm tilting. Are we trying to optimize these kind of processes when it's about grief, generally speaking, emotions, and you are trying to evaluate my work? How I'm approaching to them? My former boss was never writing like that. This is already so disgusting. Oh, now I'm really curious how this will end up. Yeah, it's all about money here. This is so disgusting. They didn't even change They didn't even change the name of the funeral home because they were thinking, it's looking like it's still family owned, you know? I'm a stubborn guy. I always think I'm not done yet. I refuse to just yet. There are still things left in me to... Absolutely. Absolutely. Sure, but I already done a lot of traveling. There isn't anything I'd get hung up on if I didn't get to it. You are having a very positive way of thinking. I really like that. It's all right. That's also true. You don't need to see everything, but it's nice to do so. But yeah, it's not the end of the world. That's right. Let's see. There's another one. Can I just say first off that this is bullcrap? Knowing how these corporations run, I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring our emails now. No. Okay, I don't really believe that. I'm just upset. I get that Amy didn't have much of a choice. You can only fight a huge corporation taking all of your business for so long. This isn't 6 feet under. They just swooped in and now we have to deal with their BS practices. They call it the cores I picked up from the morgue this morning. Who charged this much for funerals? If it's dirty and explosive. Let's grab a drink after work, yeah? I need to blow off some steam and emails aren't really the most appropriate place to do this. Too late for me, I guess. P.S. If you're reading this, Hillside Overlord, good. This is something I would have done, to be honest. All right. And then this one. We're pleased to bring on Rose and Daughters as part of Hillside Heritage Enterprises, Inc. This will be another institution amongst hundreds of other properties owned across the country. But of course, as part of the adjustment process to the Hillside Heritage, yada, 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 there will be a number of changes that will come to Rose and Daughters that we will send out the memo regarding the specifics and details of these changes. We'll expect them to be followed impeccably. I would most likely leave this company. Glad to be leading the way for Rose and Daughters from now on. This is... Yeah, dude, we are working with humans here. Funny though, I'm saying this and then I was thinking, but they're probably also doing this with hospitals. Not certain if it's really positive or negative, but in the end, it doesn't matter. For me, it's positive. I'm thinking it's positive in a positive way, but I also understand you can also see it in a negative way for sure. Well, let's get right to it then. I wonder how we're gonna react in the end. Yeah, I really wonder. Evaluate. Colder than the corp. Prepare Mrs. UNESCO's body for cremation. We're removing the watch. Place the round identification tag in the coffin. And then everything is set up now. Alright. I just realized that my character is having lots of tattoos. Heading to the urn. To the grinder. Placing the urn down, starting with the skull. Some bones. Another one. Oh, I just realized these are birds on the urn. That's nice. Well, we're gonna put the watch inside and the identification tag, and then time for the lid. There you go. All done. Matthew will take Mrs. Unesco's urn to the funeral parlor and present it alongside some flowers. Well, I was happy that it was on my birthday here, but that's also the day where, well, the company was taking over. There were quite a few people here this time. Should we do a vigil at the spot? Careless drivers, I swear to God. Oh yeah, she died too because of the bike accident. I'm glad I'm here, but wow, I just need a glass of wine and to binge watch something right now. I have to go through all of her things. How am I supposed to decide what to keep? If you need help, I can help. No, thanks. I mean, no, I don't know. It's so intimidating. Feels like I should do it myself. She would kill me if others saw the things we have. Yeah, she was kind of a closed book except to you. Yeah, she was very special. So glad it was a cremation. I would have lost it seeing her body. She was always so careful, wore her helmet, signaled, used the bike lanes. Asshole drivers, they need to pay attention. Have you heard what's happened to the driver? No, I haven't wanted to ask Lee. This has been hard enough on them without asking about the legal ramifications of all of this. Yeah, after all this, let's see what we can do to help them. Shouldn't deal with the death of their partner all by themselves. Ah, this sucks. This sucks. A person who is actually wearing a helmet, taking care of everything, and then this is still happening. Bad timing. Ugh, it sucks. March 24th. Might as well not wear a helmet. I think wearing a helmet is a good thing, and you should wear a helmet. But of course, depends what else is happening, but it's a good protection towards your skull. And you have only this one brain. Try to protect it. Alright, another newsletter. Home funerals. Why do it? The appeal of a home funeral is apparent for many, especially if the deceased was somebody very close to you. The idea of keeping them at home until they are ready to be buried or cremated can be comforting. It wasn't that long ago that we were taking care of our own deceased, but nowadays people are quick to pass off their loved ones to funeral home. Most families aren't given the option and assume this is mandatory. Funeral homes will almost always prepare the deceased using embalming and other methods to make them appear more alive. But isn't this process counterintuitive to the grieving process? Being around the deceased allows the bereaved to spend a longer period of time with their loved one's body, which can help them mourn or give opportunities to family members and friends to see the deceased one last time before they are taken to be buried or cremated. Oh, this is putting some tears into my eyes. The idea of keeping the deceased body at home might sound gross, but it's important to understand that decomposition takes a long time, and you can further slow this process by keeping your home cool and dry. To be around your loved ones and to see them decay naturally is an important part of the grieving process. Yeah, sometimes you got to see what's happening so you're understanding, so you can process. Home funerals aren't just more intimate, but they're economical. A traditional funeral, complete with body preparation, service, flowers and cards, and many other hidden costs and fees, can cost upwards of $7,000 to $10,000 when you're able to take care of your loved one yourself, to wash and dress them, and to organize their viewing from home. The only cost remaining is entirely in the cremation or burial itself. But who can even do that? However, it's important to understand that different rules apply given on what state you live in. In all states, it is legal to have your loved one's body at home after they die. States like Alabama, Connecticut, Illinois, Indiana, Louisiana, Michigan, Nebraska, New Jersey, and New York require funeral directors' involvement, from signing the death certificate to overseeing burial or cremation. So now we know this is definitely in the USA. If this is a route you decide to go for yourself or your loved ones, make sure you follow everything by the book. But just know that this is maybe an option available to you and your loved ones, if so choose. Ooh, I could not do that though. I can't do that. But that's very, very interesting. This game teaches a surprising amount of things about funerals and death and the culture surrounding these topics, right? They're doing this really good. A bit of gameplay. I mean, the gameplay is not big here. I think we all know that. It's a bit of clicking around and learning a bit, but I really like the educative part here. Only time I wore a helmet on a bicycle when during sport activities, but going from A to B, no way. No one wears helmets for that in the Netherlands. No? We're having quite a lot of people doing this in Germany. Oh, in Denmark, I saw a lot of people wearing helmets over there. So many people. Dr. Zarius. I just saw a video of gorilla walking on its hind legs. Like a human being. Charlie, a human being. We as a species have seen the beginning of our end. Alright, there is a new contraction here. Charlotte, I'm proud to announce that the Hillside Heritage Enterprises received a contract with the city to dispose of any unclaimed bodies. The This is an important revenue stream for us, as I'm sure I don't need to explain to you, Charlotte. Although Hillside Heritage Enterprises is being paid a decent wage from the city for these services, cremation is preferred here as it is the most cost-efficient of the two options. The first unclaimed body we will be handling belongs to a middle-aged man, possibly homeless, whose body has yet to be claimed. No special preparations are needed for this cadaver aside from cremation. Interesting choose of words here. So far we never used that word here. Yeah, I don't want to work here anymore. Yeah. There's another email. Let's start with this one. Hello, as stated in previous email, here are the new rules and code of conduct I expect you to follow from now on while on any premises belong to Hillside Heritage. First and foremost, there is a required uniform and strict dress code from now on. Second most importantly to this is that no tattoos are to be visible. Huh. If you have visible tattoos, ensure they're properly covered and hidden. This is funny because I just mentioned it like 10 minutes ago, right? When speaking with customers and clients, consider the opportunity to upsell. For example, always encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase the higher quality package. We found that encouraging loved ones to think of the comfort and style of the deceased as an experience with no price limit on it. Additionally, food is no longer allowed to be brought in. Instead, encourage the deceased loved ones to purchase our premium sandwich and appetizer food package. Our partner catering concepts provides high quality food that will be delivered weekly from the factory and then can easily be defrosted the morning of the funeral. I expect all of the above changes to be instituted effective immediately to ensure a smooth transition into the high quality services Hillside Heritage Enterprises is known for. My booty. Charlie, I need to drink beer after work. P.S. also, I really want mozzarella sticks. I can be both hungry and angry. And no, I will not say hangry, ever. Our workplace changed a lot, huh? So much. I forgot to play the video game, actually. This is our website now. Rose and Daughters is the newest funeral home to join Hillside Heritage, proudly serving 56 different communities nationwide since 1964. Rose and Daughters features several available packages for burials and cremations, a spacious visitation suite for added comfort and catering available on site. Rely on a dedicated and friendly staff to help you with your funeral needs, whether you need our immediate assistance for a loved one or would like to pre-plan your own final arrangements. We offer many packages fitted to suit every size of gathering and budget. Ask us about our selection of caskets, urns, and headstones, the largest in the country. Funeral packages, bronze funeral package, and intimate a gathering in memorial for your loved one, customized to fit your individual needs, best suited for groups of 25 to 50. Subject to additional fees and taxes, of course. Silver funeral package is small but special celebration for your loved one, best suited for groups of 50 to 100. And then there is the gold one. Gold funeral package give your loved ones the best with the best we have to offer. Payment plans available. A large gathering to celebrate your loved ones, best suited for groups over 100 people. Call us 24/7. Well, we're going to take care of this, as they said, cadaver. Possibly a homeless. They're just taking everything, huh? Before we cremate this gentleman, we need to prepare his body. He doesn't seem to have any valuables on him that would be damaged during cremation, so let's just worry about putting his identification tag into the coffin with him. This gentleman is all set to be cremated now. Yeah. Doesn't have a name. All right. We're going to the cremator. We'll break these bone fragments down into ash-like remains. As usual. We are gonna place the last bones here. Just cremate your boss. We should, huh? Placing the identification tag in the urn and closing it. And this time there's not even interesting detail. This time this is just a standard urn. No motifs. The other ones were having some birdies, for example. What about the funeral then? Is there going to be funeral even? Oh, we are hiding our tattoos. No one is here. Yeah. This is also happening quite a lot. Yeah. No one is here. I had a feeling. It's also what I saw in the documentation. When there is no one coming over, they are still going to the cemetery and saying goodbye to that person, you know? Just paying respect. And they don't have to do this at all. April 9th. This is a game where you actually should read the emails because they're saying so much about this whole topic. Water everywhere and not a drop to drink. Water cremation. We can call it a few different things like flameless cremation, a bit of an oxymoron, but we'll let it slide, or perhaps more commonly, resumation. Its technical name though, it's actually alkaline hydrolysis. Whatever you want to call it, it's here and it's an environmental friendly alternative to traditional cremation. But for the sake of this newsletter, let's call it water cremation. We all know that traditional cremation and burials take a huge toll on the environment, the high energy consumption that adds to the greenhouse gas effect being one of the chief amongst them. And water cremation is an alternative method available for the eco-conscious amongst. Huh, I didn't know that. We all know... Wait, no, I already said that one. How does it work? It's basically water-based chemical process that uses really strong alkaline water, heated up very high. So what is 350 Fahrenheit? It basically works like a sped up version of natural decomposition. The excess water gets put through the same water treatment process as any sewage water at a factory, and alkaline hydrolysis uses significantly less energy than traditional cremation processes. Huh. I gotta Google what 350 Fahrenheit are. Give me a second. 176 Celsius. Holy moly, that is very, very hot. My goodness. That is very hot. Just eject me into space. I think that's also very expensive though. I'll be the first space lich. When cosmic forces bring me back to serve the will of the universe. Oh god. Sounds also expensive. I'm already gonna head to bed. Good night everyone. Good night, Aeon. Sleep well and tight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate that. Sleep well and tight. Neat, huh? It's been around for a bit, and in some places became legal around the end of the first decade of the aughts, and a bad alternative for those who don't want their death to have any greater impact on the environment than necessary. Yeah, that's very, very true. That's very, very true. I think I clicked somewhere else now. Yeah, I did. No, it's here. I kissed her. Dating a special effects makeup artist, and she's like the coolest person I've ever met in my life. She totally loves Ava's possession and was equally freaked out by the possession scene, but so utterly delighted at the idea of a support group for people who've been possessed. That was your best recommendation in a while, Charlie. You were slipping there. I was getting worried you had lost your taste. But yeah, her name is Lily, and she's super death positive and isn't freaked out by my work, and also isn't too into it like that last dude I saw, Jason Michael. I can't remember. Okay, that's weird. I just really like spending time around her. I can talk about whatever I want, and it's never a conversation stopper. She also totally gets what I mean when I say that, like, working with death and spending so much time thinking about death actually makes me happier. It makes everything else feel so much more worth it, you know? Memento Mori, or whatever they taught us in that one poetry class we took. We just clicked We just clicked. Feels good, fun and affirming, like dating should be. I'm thinking of taking her to Maple Meadows. She's super into roller coasters. I think the idea of sharing cotton candy, or maybe not, I don't want to throw up on the rides, is sickeningly cute. Then maybe I'll kiss her on the top of the Ferris wheel, be super corny and cliche for once in my life. Anywho, enough about me for now. I'm still kind of in shock from the last email. Do you think you're going to do it? You know, you have my support 100% no matter what you decide. Wait, what? I'm done? Charlie, it's official. I've put in my 2 weeks notice. You know how unhappy I am working with Mega Corporation 101. My skills, especially with driving ones, are useful in other professions. I'm not worried about myself. But you I'm worried about. You're too good for this corporate scum. You actually care about the people you work with and for. Don't let them defeat you, okay? P.S. I'll bring beers over the next week. We can talk a bit more freely. Okay, this is a bit longer now. Yeah, this is a bit longer. Home funeral for my wife, dear Mr. Grant. Regarding the last time we spoke, my daughters and I would still prefer to host a home funeral ourselves and keep my wife here until she's ready to be buried. I just want to make sure she's taken care of. Her heart attack was so sudden. We don't know what to do. We just want to make sure she has a proper send-off. I bet they're gonna try to say no, it's better at our place, and then you're getting the food package and stuff like this, right? It's gonna be like that. Dear Mr. Dimka, I understand your desire to keep your wife at home, but I assure you the best way to honor your wife is through traditional funeral package instead. I promise you your wife's funeral with us will be a beautiful, intimate gathering where all of her beloved friends and family can come together and say their goodbyes. A standard embalming will allow for everyone to view your wife, ensuring that everyone can see her one final time as she was, beautiful, peaceful, and courageous. Letting us take care of the food with our prepared food service will ensure you don't have a single thing to worry about on this day. You and your daughters are going through a hard time right now. Let us here at Rose and Daughters make this difficult time a little easier for you. They're just trying to... You know, this is just the typical corporate talk. They're trying to make it sound nice, but we all know they just want to make money. Yeah. Dear Mr. Grant, okay, we'll take the traditional funeral package. Thank you for considering us in this hard time. They're not considering you guys. They just want to get the money. Charlotte, I see you were not able to convince the Dimka family to take a standard funeral. I had to contact them myself in order to not lose the sale. Please read the enclosed emails for a lesson on how to properly upsell potential customers. I don't want to see that we've lost any customers because of your refusal to upsell. This is part of your job. Are you serious? Are you actually serious? They wanted to have a home funeral, yeah? And then they got the bronze one or whatsoever, the traditional one. But you want me to sell the standard one? Imagine upselling your funeral. That's so disgusting. Yeah. I agree, FC. Hello all. We're thrilled to announce that Hillside Heritage Enterprises subsidiary, Rose and Doctors, just signed a contract with Morning Valley Hospital, allowing us access to all of the cadavers that come through their pediatric and maternity wards. I hate that they're writing... I hate this word. My boss already never wrote things like that. Never. Maternity wards. We're excited for the opportunity to work with Morning Valley Hospital, which intakes over 100,000 patients and receives over $15 million in funding and donations annually. This will no doubt be a boon for Hillside Heritage Enterprises. Bright and sustained future. Why? I don't understand. You can have a good business running, yeah? But why do you need to get even more money? Why are companies so greedy? Why is this happening? Can't we just have a decent life, everyone? Why does one person needs to have everything? I don't get it. It's making me so angry. Do you want that as a mini with fries and cokes? I love the irony here. I'm so angry, Ipsy. Yeah, sure thing. I'll get right to it. But this is not. We're gonna leave this company. We're gonna leave this company. There is no future for us here anymore. The deceased family has asked for an open casket funeral. Let's start by cleaning the body. Actually disgusting. No, not the body, but the behavior. Massaging. The rigor mortis. We're putting the caps into the eyes and putting the glue now. Cotton ball into the mouth. Sewing this. Moisturizing the body because it's getting dry. Cutting here, putting the tube here, putting the cannula, and then I think I have to click here actually. All right, now I'm massaging a bit to balance everything. Almost done. There you go. Sewing this one again and draining the organs with this chokar. It's also a new word I've learned today. Chokar. I hope I'm not going to forget it again. All right, all done. Mike will take care of Mrs. Dimka's makeup as well as dressing and putting her in her casket. All right, let's attend the funeral then. These poor people, they wanted to have a home funeral. I'm starving. Why do these things always make me so hungry? You always hungry. It's so cold in here. I think they have the air conditioning on too high. Yeah, let's go for a walk later. I'm really nice. It's really nice out. Would be good to stretch my legs. Do you think we did the right thing? I feel bad not doing what Mom asked for. Yeah, exactly. I know, honey, but what that chat guy said seems right. We don't want to dishonor her memory by letting her rot. She wouldn't have rot. Yeah, I just want Mom to know I loved her. Wish I hadn't yelled at her before. It's okay. She knew you loved her. Fights happen. Please don't be hard on yourself. Yeah. No. I'm going to miss her. Me too. This feels so impersonal. She would have hated this. Yeah, but I don't know. They must have had their reasons. Oh, this hurts. Oh, this hurts my heart. They're always gonna think of this one now, and it's annoying me. Hey, what do you think of that trailer I sent you? Oh yeah, I heard that show's good. I saw the video of the one kid actor doing karaoke. They're not just thinking about... They're just thinking about the whole decision, and they're thinking, yeah, it was the... They should have done something different. Oh, that's annoying me so much. His funeral? Most likely. Most likely. All right. Excited to see. I gotta leave this company. August 13th. Hey, this looks different. This looks very much different. Dear Charlie, today's the day already, isn't it? I can't believe how quickly this has come up. Thank you for your understanding and for your work. You've made today easier already. See it one? Congratulations on your new business. Charlie, I'm so happy for you. I know it's been rough year for you. Seriously, I think our wine intake is a bazillion% increase. But you stuck through it all like a champ. You deserve this. Finally being your own boss is a great move for you. No more having to explain anything you don't want to. I'm trying not to be too cheesy right now. Can't wait to be home next week for our visit and to check out your new space. P.S. Have you heard about these green burial pots? When I find the link in my 1 million open tabs, I'll shoot it over to you. You never believe what new job I'm working now. Open this email to find out. Huh. I'll be lurking for probably the rest of the stream. Good night, everyone. Thank you for the lurk, Pam. Thank you so much. Have a good night, yeah? Sleep well. Hey, Charlie. When I first became a hearse driver, I was told that my most important job wasn't steering. It was sympathizing. I respectfully disagree, and thankfully I concentrated on my driving skills since I'm now working as wait for it, bus driver, a school bus driver. Charlie, can you believe that? Pretty sure if I said the most important part of my job now wasn't steering, I'd be fired immediately. I didn't know how else to tell you. For some reason, I was worried you'd think less of me, but I don't know why. You've never been the judgmental kind, and besides, corpses are way easier to deal with than children. Screaming children, my diet. I actually love it. These kids can be pretty cute, but don't tell Amy that I told you that. She was always harping on me for not having any kids and for being all cynical about them. Congrats on your new business, Charlie. I'm proud of you. I'll swing by your new place one day and show you my new wheels. Maybe we can grab a bite to eat. Be seeing ya. I'm always lurking. I also appreciate your lurk, dear Josh. Very, very much. Congratulations, Charlie dear. I am so proud of you. I knew that there was something special in you when I hired you for Rose and Daughters. No, this is my ex-boss. If there's anything I can do for you, please do not hesitate to ask. I am always happy to help. Best wishes, Amy Rose. P.S. I sorely miss you and Matthew's terrible sense of humor. It's a happy boy in the background. Yeah, for sure. But I don't know if you can see him. It's actually Leopold singing. Leopold. All right. So, this is from Eileen. Today is the day, isn't it? You've made today easier already. I'll see you soon. Do I have my own funeral home? It is my funeral home. Magnolia Forest. Funeral home and natural burial park. Oh, this is nice. This hurts. I thought it'd be easier, but it's not. It hurts so much. But thank you for helping me give her the funeral she always wanted. Anyway, I think we're ready to get started now. I got actually 2 achievements. Rest in peace. Oh, this was an amazing game. Oh, this was such a nice game. Yeah, what a beautiful game. I can just repeat myself. There was not much gameplay, but that's okay. This is such an important topic to talk about, to be honest. I don't think I've ever done this. At least not on stream. Yeah, a death positive video game actually.
Time to bury the game. Rest
Aw.
in bits.
Thank you, Daridas. Thank you so much for the bits. Thank you for playing. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it as well. This was such a nice game because of the sensitive topic, but not putting it in a negative way. Of course, they did it because our work environment changed so much within the past month. But I'm glad our character got very strong by that and very brave by opening up her own funeral home, doing the things she wants to do, helping people. And I hope it was also opening up the eyes for other people that this job is so important. The moment we're getting born, that's we're destined to die at some point again. And they did this in a good way. The soundtrack was actually also pretty decent. It's a good game to learn a bit more. Also, the fact that it was so educative. I really enjoyed my time. Thank you so much for playing a Mortician's Tale with me. In case you're already watching this over YouTube, or you missed the VOD here, don't be worried. It's gonna be on YouTube. And in case you're already there and you would like to support me for free, you can do this by subscribing to my channel over YouTube or by simply following my channel here over Twitch. Thank you so much for doing that.